Okay, we're gonna wrap this up real quick, right? So, recently I did see that interview on the Kurt Franklin show, which again, coming from a little bit of backstory about me, I grew up Baptist. I was in the choir, I was on the praise team, I did all that, right? And I went to church. Now, I got married at 23, and I would have considered myself a woman of God. In fact, I did. I was 1000% wrong, but the only reason I thought that was because I went to church, right? Never understood about a relationship with God, didn't even understand what that meant, right? Because I also grew up in a family where it's double-minded, right? So, and I'm just calling it a spade. I love my family, but at the end of the day, it is what it is, right? So again, that sets the precedence for a lot of confusion. Therefore, a lot of us are living double-mindedly. We think that, going to church and reading a scripture here and there, going to church on a Sunday or just weekly and still living and tapping into the ways of Satan, it's cool because, I got grace, I got this, I got that. It's a lifestyle from what I'm understanding. And I'm coming back after church hurt from my marriage, right? Got into a situation at 23 real quick where the guy, the pastor at the time, literally told us, and we were very ignorant, me and my ex-husband, that God told him, told him to tell me that was my husband. So of course at 23, I'm thinking like, oh, well, I don't want to disappoint God. So like we go with it, right? Anyways, an absolute nightmare. But yeah, so that's my point. But anyway, so fast forward back to the NLE Choppa thing. So I was disappointed because I noticed that all of the people, the men around the table, right, that follow Christ, that grew up in a church, who got all of this knowledge, what are you gatekeeping it for? The thing that NLE Choppa said to me was an opportunity for a teaching moment, right? Now let's start to ask questions. There's nothing wrong with being curious, right? And then set the bar straight. Let's get it on the proper path, therefore that he can flourish, if that's what he's seeking, right? But to ask questions would be ideal, but to completely blow him off, in my opinion, and then turn around and be like, oh, you read the Bible, or read it again. Well, clearly, silly. Whatever he read got him to the thought process that he's at now, and not having proper community doesn't help. And so, again, from a cultural perspective as well as a spiritual perspective, I would love to see these things improve and change because it's genuinely necessary for us to be able to effectively get back in right standing with God and lead our children to do the same, right? Okay. Love y'all. I'm done.